All right, hey everyone, welcome back behind the screen. You got me, Jim here, and Dave.
What's up?
Unfortunately, Assassin Crystal's at work, so she's not going to be able to join us for this video.
Doing some wet work.
Yep, taking somebody out. This is actually a very special episode of R.N.Gesus where we're going to be testing something out. It's a bunch of homebrew stuff that I've found through varying sources, mostly D&D Wiki and Pinterest.
Yeah.
And we'll put some links to those down in the description. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're doing just rolling up a random character like always. So we're going to start with race.
Sure.
So that's a D20.
All right. This is a 3.
3. Alrighty. 3. Minotaur.
Nice. I was having that thought in my head earlier. I'm excited.
Yep. So like I was saying, that this is all going to be some homebrew stuff. I'm sure. I mean, like in other editions, where this is going to be 5e compatible, or I think that's how you would word that. These are all based on 5e mechanics. So Minotaurs. Little is known about the Minotaurs, but rumors abound of a vast underground kingdom beneath the lost Isles of Australia.
Austria, Australia, Arizona,
North Dakota.
Now you're just getting weird. Where the buffalo roam?
Yes! Minotaurs are extremely rare on the surface, and the majority of people will go their entire lives without seeing one. They are so rare on the surface, in fact, that in some corners of the Austrian domain, they are thought to be myth. Consorted. There you go. Consorted by boastful adventurers. Minotaurs on the surface are usually there for a specific purpose.
Sure.
Most often given to them by their tribal elder or patron.
Gotta guard that maze.
Yep. So now we're going to go into some Minotaur traits. As far as height goes, you're going to be between 7'1" and 7'5".
Sure.
So because there's no like chart in, because normally we use the player's handbook to figure out the exact height.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a D4, and we're actually going to figure out if you're 7'1" or 7'5".
Sure. 3.
3? All right, so you're going to be 7'1". And that's just the D4 method. 1 and 3 is 7'1". 2 and 4 are 7'5".
Oh, I was gonna, because what, their base is between...
It's their average height is 7'1" to 7'5".
Okay.
So, I mean, we could either do that, or we can base it at 7'1" and then add certain
D4,
things.
so that's 4 more would make it 7'5" at the cap.
Yeah, and normally it's 2 of them, so or 1 more D4, and
Sure.
we'll add that. So right now you're kind of at that cap of average, and now you're just a little bit above average.
2.
So 7'7".
Nice.
And yeah, guys, we're going to be doing a bunch of that, trying to figure out exactly how to do this. This is more of a tester, just to see how it works.
Yeah, we came up with a few more charts to kind of like figure out some homebrew stuff. And that's really what this is. So since we're really not delving too deep into the books, I mean, as you can tell, I believe the cameras aren't on either.
No.
This is more just us kind of talking shop and trying out these tables we built. And I mean, if you have any insight or better ways to do it, anything like that, comment below. Let us know. Get in touch.
Yeah. We love to hear from people. So the next is the average weight.
Sure.
Average weight is between 320 and 350.
Nice.
So how about we do 320 as the base and roll 2d10s.
Sure.
And add it in pounds.
I can do that.
Since these are bigger guys.
Yeah,
you
they're
know.
bulky. That's muscles. That's a 10.
Oh.
And that's 9.
So 19 added to 320, so that's going to be 339.
Awesome. I can deal with
339 pounds.
Height, that's what I'm missing. Weight. 339 LBS. Boop, boop. I mean, I think for a cow man, that's a little bit on the thinner side.
I mean, they're averaging about. You're still within the average.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I could still see them as.
I mean, look at like look at Surge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll roll with 339. I'm good with 339.
Yeah.
I'm just like, when I think of like massive 7'7" tall Minotaur,
Yeah,
like
that's
in the 400 or 500s creeping up because you've got all that fur and then all that bulk frame on 2 legs.
Yeah.
Like 339 though,
And massive horns.
Yeah, those are also going to be like 10, 20, 30 pounds a piece.
Yeah.
Too.
So I mean that's.
But for our purposes, we'll keep it at 339. If you guys think there's a multiplier or should be a multiplier in there, tell us, because by all means, we'll change
Maybe,
stuff.
yeah, you add another D10 in there.
Or just times it.
Or times it, yeah.
Times it by like 4, times it by 10, or
Something like that, yeah. Even if it's just doubling it.
Yeah, I mean, what? If that was 19 pounds times 10, it'd be 190 extra pounds.
Yeah.
So that's not terrible.
No, that's not. Especially not for something like this.
Yeah. You're not going to get an 800-pound dwarf.
That's a deal. So next is ability score increases.
Sure.
You're going to get a +2 to strength off the bat, and a +1 to constitution. So a lot stronger than, not so much average, but they're going to be stronger, and they're going to be a little bit more hardy.
Definitely.
It's definitely within reason. Something unique about this, though, is that they are considered a large size.
Yay! I would hope so.
We got to think, Surge is a Goliath that I play in our home group, and he's 8'3" and considered medium.
That's just because of the player classes, though. But having this, it does make more sense, and it kind of bums me out that Surge isn't considered that.
Me too.
I mean, if your home games let you grapple and do all these crazy maneuvers to larger creatures as far as playables go, by all means, make your Goliath a large-sized creature. That's fine.
I mean, no matter what, I would think, even if it's a playable race, it's going to be hard to grapple somebody that big.
Oh, God.
And especially for a Minotaur, you're not going to have an easy time keeping this person down by grappling them.
No.
You're going to grapple him and he's going to move with you. Yeah. Your grapple is to hold on. That's it.
It's rodeo style. 8 seconds, time it.
Exactly. And the horrible thing in game that would totally make sense. 8 seconds. You stayed on there for 8 seconds, man. That's like
all you need. That's what gets you championships in the rodeo world, man.
Yeah.
8 seconds.
So next thing we're gonna go is speed, and they actually have the normal base speed of 30.
I'm cool with that.
Which makes a lot of sense. I don't think any race gets over 30 starting out.
No.
At least not from the PHB or anything else that is canon, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That's
Anything
not
that's
homebrew.
based in the books, or like anything that's you can
raw.
find off of like Wizards or Raw. It's usually 30. If there's something we don't know from like an older edition, my memory's a little hazy, man.
Yeah, it's been so long since I played even 4th.
Yeah.
So, next, something cool is you get dark vision up to 60 feet.
Yes.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
As far as going from like the myth of the Minotaur.
Hell yeah.
And being locked in a maze, I think sometimes it's depicted above ground, sometimes below ground. I think the original was it's in a cave.
Yeah. The labyrinth.
Yeah.
Was definitely encased in something else.
I believe it was a cave. That it was an actual cave that you had to go into.
Yeah.
But okay, so they are monstrous. You are considered a monstrosity for the purpose of effects that deal with that creature type.
Nice.
So you are a monstrosity. Which I guess that's kind of cool. You don't see that, if ever, as far as playable.
No, there's only a few in the Bolos.
Right. Yep.
Where you're looking at like goblins, bugbears, kobolds, hobgoblins, stuff like that. Where, again, they're monsters in the monster manual, they're in the bestiary. So having those player character options, you're gonna tag that monstrosity line to it because although there are races like your tieflings and your dragonborns that don't fit into the standard normal elf, dwarf, human, gnome kind of situation, they're a little more accepted. But these guys roll into a tavern, it's a whole different story that can cause a calamity as far as your game settings. So being labeled as monstrosity is awesome.
Yes, very true. Then you actually get a little bonus thing right here, which is charge.
Yay!
Which a lot of animals and beasts get. And
Appa
it's
has it.
Appa. Appa.
He will be missed.
Oh no, we don't still no. That's also for my Goliath Surge has a what I can't remember what they're called.
Oryx.
Oryx has an Oryx named Appa that he is his best friend really right now. It's his mount. But yeah, charge. So when you use the dash action on your turn, you can make a melee attack against a target within range of
I think it's at least 20
your destination. Unfortunately, this one has to be the dash action. But you're going to move... So he's going to move 30 feet, and anywhere in there he can make the attack action.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it still works the same on most. I believe the original charge was that they had to run at least 20 feet.
Yep. Sometimes it's 15.
Yeah, and then they had a chance to knock them prone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this doesn't get it, but it's kind of substituted with that. You still get to move that.
Yeah.
You get that tag with moving the full 60 feet distance.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
I'm still good. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Then you also get Brawn. Your maximum carry capacity is equal to 30 times your strength score.
Yeah, I hope I have a fucking
30 times your strength score.
I hope I get a 3 strength.
Normally that if you're not familiar, I just became familiar with it in the past couple of months with carrying and pushing and pulling and how that works. It's actually 15 times normally. People like Goliaths get the double. So Surge would also have the 30.
The 30, yep.
So big massive thing is going to be able to pull and carry a lot more.
Obviously, beast of burden.
Yep. Additionally, you have advantage on strength checks to break, shatter, or topple objects. And I would probably even play that towards grapple.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, it says objects, but as if a player was running this in my game, I would say you got advantage on the grapple too.
You know what I just realized? Why is that thing not called Bull in a China Shop?
That would be pretty great. We are now officially reflavoring this as Bull in China Shop.
Yeah.
Brawn. Something also that goes back to the lore of it is Labyrinth Sense.
No in that direction.
Pretty much, you have proficiency in the survival skill off the bat. Additionally, you cannot get lost. You are always able to retrace your steps. You always know which way is north.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Use my horns like a dowsing.
That'd be pretty crazy.
This way.
That would make that's kind of an interesting flavor on it.
Yeah.
Though. If you flavor it where maybe something happens to one of your horns and now it's all wonky. You don't really know.
One and now you're kind of like always in you kind of have where north is, but you're always slightly up like northwest or northeast.
Yeah, you have like a 1 in 3 chance of going north.
Yeah.
And then, maybe you just have like better recollection of how to retrace your steps or something.
Yeah.
I think I like that aspect of tying it to the horns.
Yeah, awesome.
It's kind of like a dwarf's beard. A dwarf is not a dwarf without the beard. A minotaur is not a minotaur without the horns.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. And vigor. You have 1 additional hit die to spend on healing during rests. That's pretty cool. That's very, very unique to them as far as what we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's appropriate. It really is because, you got this big monstrous guy. Should be able to heal pretty good and get a little bit of a bonus to it.
Yeah, I would say so. And that's really all that you're going to get. That's the basis for the race. Let me see. There are not any sub races for Minotaurs. Something that's kind of interesting is demonic creation, which is just more flavor text for the Minotaur. Mm-hmm. Minotaurs were first created by the demon lord Bahamut. Or Baphomet. Or Bahamut. Something like that. The prince of beasts and the ruler of the endless maze.
Yeah, and see, with that lore, that clashes a little bit with the standard D&D, because Bahamut is also the Platinum Dragon.
Oh, that's where I knew the name from. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which also is kind of funny, the fact that we've been talking about Surge so much.
Yeah.
And the whole party comes from the Order of the Platinum Dragon.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting. I like that. That's cool. Traditional beings. Minotaurs revere tradition and see little need for cultural change. However, they are constantly inventing new and strange methods for getting work done.
Yeah. If you're any kind of like World of Warcraft player or anything like that, tie it closely to like your Tauren and like Native American beings, like that clan, that tribe, that wandering nomadish. Like that's what it is. They don't change much. They're not very modernized. Not saying you can't make one that works out in that way.
It's something that's actually the next thing is complex society.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes off of that. Minotaurs live surprisingly civilized lives.
Okay.
They have a strict caste-based system with priests at the top.
Yeah.
They believe that without this system, they will fall into the clutches of Bahamut once more. So they've escaped the clutches of Bahamut. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And I am kind of just skimming this. Y'all can look at the picture that's going to be posted right here with us talking and read it for yourselves. But the last thing we're going to choose is the name.
I'm with you.
Minotaurs have 2-syllable names.
Nutchuck.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Sure.
12. So a D12 right on the button.
Yep. This is a 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almal.
Almal?
A-L-M-A-L.
Almal.
Almal.
I'm with you.
My brain went
throw an apostrophe in there.
Yeah. I mean, my brain went straight to Almal the Destroyer, which isn't anybody. It's just like the Destroyer just came to mind, and I was like,
okay.
That's cool.
I was like, who is this person that you're quoting and referencing right now? Like, I'm interested. Where is this and where can I find it?
Now, apparently, either because these are homebrew races, they either didn't put male and female names.
Okay.
But or they're just omnisex or unisex or whatever. So they can go both male or female. But we're actually gonna figure out if this is a male or female now.
Word.
D4, please, for the D4 method. 1 and 3 are male. 2 and 4 are female.
What with the ladies?
Female. He always rolls up females. We've only done this twice.
Second one.
But 2 out of 2.
Yeah, this is our third R.N.Gesus. This is my second rolling of the character, and I'm batting 2 for 2 on the ladies' side.
Yep. So let's see. We've got race, sex, name, height and weight.
It's still a female. 2 out of it. I just wanted to make sure, see if it was just me. Maybe I was feeling a little dainty today. But no, the dice want.
We don't know age, and we don't know age range. It doesn't say. So, what, D100, and we'll kind of judge it from there?
For age?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe we can even say, maybe they age 18, 15?
Yeah.
I would say since they're a little bit monstrous, they have to learn quickly.
You gotta figure, like, a calf matures pretty quickly, and then cows...
So we'll base it maybe off 15?
Yeah.
15 added to the roll?
Yeah. I mean, they're also going to live a little bit longer, too, though. You got to figure 78.
So 78 added to 15, which is going to be 103.
Yeah, and I mean, can you...
I'm sorry, not 103. I was thinking...
Your math is
85.
As good as mine.
Yeah, so 78 plus 15 is going to be a 93.
93. Cool. Now, do you think the cap would go a lot longer? Because they don't make a lot. You got to figure... Like the centaur or the Minotaur in the labyrinth could have been there for eons.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I may be wrong. I'm a little bit rusty on the myth revolving specifically around the Minotaur. I do love Greek mythology, but the Minotaur is something I'm a little bit sketchy on. And I haven't done a whole bunch of research into, but I believe it was there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it may have even been itself immortal, to be the eternal guardian of the labyrinth.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, they probably live upwards close to something along the lines of like dwarves.
Okay, yeah.
Closer to 500 years or so.
500 years.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Even if it's a little bit less, 300 years. They probably live for a while. They mature quickly and they live for a long time.
Sure.
So next, we're gonna roll alignment. And for that, we're actually going to go out of the homebrew little section on my computer, and we're going to go to the Xanathar's Guide to Everything, because they have a lot of awesome roll tables in there.
They do.
And so we're going to need 3d6.
3d6.
And I'm really hoping that we get something that's
not neutral.
Not neutral. We get neutral a lot.
If you've been watching any of our videos so far with R.N.Gesus or Dungeon Crawl for that matter, first off, if you haven't, you should. They're really fun. Second off, we've gotten nothing but neutrals in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Except for no crystals. Crystal is chaotic evil.
Oh, yeah.
So we're 2 out of 3 neutral. Because the group that made the dungeon for Dungeon Crawl was neutral. The
villain for the big bad was also neutral. Chaotic neutral.
Anita was neutral, and something else.
I don't know. If you go look at the videos, you'll see what we mean. 16 is lawful good. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a D100 because it's either gonna be lawful good or lawful neutral.
Sure, damn it. 68.
68. So that's actually gonna be lawful neutral.
Okay, fair enough.
We were so close. Yeah, the last two, 16 through 17, is lawful good or lawful neutral, and then 18 is chaotic good through chaotic neutral.
Just to see, what would 5 be?
5 would be lawful evil.
The dice what they want.
Yeah,
it's going to be lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it's not true neutral.
It's not. So a little bit more structured, which makes sense for.
I believe that's
them.
what Anita was. No, she was
true neutral.
She was true neutral.
The paladin order was lawful neutral.
Okay.
For the dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we're gonna do background, and we're going back over to the homebrew little section, and that's a D20. I got some really cool stuff on here. I can't wait to see what we roll up. I'm really excited. Probably backgrounds most of all.
8.
Hooded figure is the background.
Okay.
And this is pretty interesting. This specifically I found on D&D Wiki. So you are a mysterious figure with a robe and hood covering your features.
Okay.
That's a big robe.
Well, let's not split hairs. It's pretty much a tarp.
It's pretty much a tarp. Yes.
Like Halloween ghost, like sheet over the top, and the horns are there, so it's not quite poking through, but it just leaves that weird like cutout.
Yes. So you might have been a cultist.
I'm okay with this.
Who made a regrettable deal with a demon, a victim of a horrible attack by a dragon, or perhaps you were framed for a crime that you truly did not commit.
Yeah, okay.
And you were required to hide your identity.
Fair.
Those who do their best to permanently hide who they are typically are the ones who would prefer not to be noticed. I guess that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah.
So just kind of skimming through this. I'll try and post this up because this is just on like a document, a notepad document. But for what reason did you got to figure out like what reason did you decide to hide your face, all these kind of things. And that's, I guess we'll kind of flesh that out as we get more about the character.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So you get some skill proficiencies.
Sure.
You get sleight of hand and deception.
I'm good with that.
And ironically, you get a tool proficiency too. And that's not what the ironic part is. The ironic part is the fact that, or not so much ironic might be the wrong word, but you get a musical instrument.
Okay.
And that seems a little bit odd to me, that you're trying to not stand out, but you can play an instrument.
You gotta have something to pass the time.
I guess so, yeah, if you're by yourself and, you know. So let's go.
Dude, almost deep, alright?
He's deep! Oh my god.
He's deep.
I hope he gets a bard.
Still waters run deep.
Waters run deep.
He pan flutes it up in his free time.
Yeah! Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. D10, we're going to be rolling for what musical instrument he plays. Please be a bagpipe. 7. So 10, 9, 8, 7. A horn.
Yeah!
He plays the horn!
Yay!
Oh, That's pretty great. Yeah. I took this from my fallen enemy, my fallen comrade.
What if he got that horn from someone who died, or someone he bested, and she's like, I'm taking this, and he hollowed that man
Possibly,
thing out.
or either that, or it's like the horn of his ancestors.
Sure,
like this is
passed down,
right? Yeah, this is like our clan's most prized possessions or something.
It's just one big
horn. Yeah.
It's the Helm's Deep horn.
Yeah. So you get. I would assume that because we are doing this as a playable race, you're gonna get common.
Okay.
Automatically. But something else is you get to choose one exotic language.
Okay.
And it's actually got them listed right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A D8, please.
Not a problem.
To choose what exotic language he knows.
Come on.
Or she knows, I'm sorry.
Come on, Primordial. That's 7.
7. Sylvan.
Okay.
And we're not going out of the PHB on that one. It is in there. I'm actually just looking at the doc that I've got up.
Yeah.
Which I think they have it pretty much laid out like normal.
I would assume so. They're not going to try to revamp Sylvan in itself because that's
Right.
such deep roots.
Yeah. So equipment that you're going to get, you get one dark robe with a hood that covers your entire face in darkness when you wear it.
Being a figure, sure.
Yeah. Also a set of dark common clothes and a belt pouch that contains 10 gold.
Common clothes.
So I think that's kind of interesting. That I mean, it kind of makes sense that that's all you're gonna get, you know? Cause you're,
I mean, how much does he really need?
True.
So I'm with it, and given the situation, the background, and everything else that we already have so far, it makes a lot of sense.
All right. So next we're gonna let's see. Past. Not everyone who chooses to conceal their identity has the same origins.
Sure.
Some may have been criminals in the past or feel horrible about their past. This is going to be, it says specialization, but this is like why you are the hooded figure.
Gotcha.
And that's a D6.
This is a 6.
6. Shamed murderer.
Yay!
You had killed someone you had no intentions of killing, and now are hiding because of it. So you did not mean to kill someone, and you killed them.
I'm cool with that.
It's accidental murder, but you were shamed by it.
Hugging to death.
Hugged. That would be interesting.
Pat on the head. Someone, like one of the small racers, just like, good job. Pancake.
Now, we actually got 2 different features for this.
Oh.
Like most, some of them in the PHB and stuff will give you, some options.
Okay.
But this time we're actually going to roll. So a D4 method. 1 and 3 are the first one, which is Eyes of the Crime. And then 2 and 4 are On the Run.
1.
1?
Yep.
Eyes of the Crime. Due to your mysterious and dark appearance, as well as the potential rumors surfacing about you, many criminal organizations will be willing to house you.
Nice.
And only you. So no comrades, just you.
That's fair.
And they will house you at a comfortable lifestyle.
Ooh.
Provided you do some favors and some jobs for them.
There's always favors.
Yeah, they all. There's always a catch.
Yeah.
If you are openly convicted for a crime that an organization is not able or is unwilling to cover up, they will cut all ties with you until the name is clear. Your name is cleared.
Fair. So you're cool as long as it's something we're okay with. But if it's something we're not okay with,
Totally. Like I'm thinking like Black Ops. Like if you get caught, you don't exist to us.
you're disavowed and that's it. We don't know you.
Yeah, we don't know you. Don't call us. We're gonna say we don't know you.
Sure.
Then we're gonna go into some characteristics.
Sure.
And I'm gonna just leave you on suspense about what On the Run was. Just because, if we ever roll this again, we might just go straight to On the Run since we've done it.
You do realize that is gonna irk the freaking hell out of me. I'm okay with it. I'm a big onto cliffhangers and just leaving things unsaid, so I get it, but it's gonna drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, and I'm hoping it does it to you too, listeners. So we're gonna do the characteristics next, and the first one is personality trait. That's a D8.
Trait.
And I've skimmed all this stuff, but I haven't actually read it, so I had no idea what Eyes of the Crime is.
This is a 5.
5. So you constantly am looking around to make sure that you are that you don't see anyone you know.
Gotcha.
So you're scared of essentially being recognized.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
He's a hooded figure. He's covered up. He's massive, but
Right.
whatever.
And I think it's more so not even just being recognized, because you're not going to be recognized with the hood. At least you shouldn't be. Depending on, I mean, broad look at it, if you're hooded and stuff, nobody's really should be able to pick you out. But if it's somebody you know, they're going to be able to tell by your voice. They're going to be able to know, okay, you know, I knew this guy one time that was 7'7".
Yeah.
And he's on the run. You're pretty tall.
Also, Minotaurs aren't very common in the world, so
Yeah.
it's going to make it a lot harder.
So let's see. Next is Ideal.
Sure.
D6. And there's some, and these are all going off of the fact that you're the hooded figure.
Yeah. I'm digging it so far. 1.
1. Redemption.
Yay!
Even though you might have done wrong in the past, you can do right in the present.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty strong conviction.
Yeah.
So then we got Bond, and that is a D6 as well.
Boom. Trusty dusty D6. This is a 2.
2. I only had to run because I am in love with someone, and that is too dangerous. So he had, or she had to run away.
Maybe the person I mush killed by mistake?
I don't think so, because the way it's worded is that it's like you would be putting them in danger by staying around.
Fair. I get you. I'm with you.
So
I changed my vote to what I previously said to what you're saying now.
substitute your reality and replace it with your reality.
Yeah. I'm not quite happy with the way things are going, so I like what you're doing.
Yeah. And let's see. The last one is Flaw, and that's a D6.
Sure. Also, I keep forgetting that this is a female. This is a big lady.
This is a big lady.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 3 is you are afraid of who you will hurt next.
Fair. I mean, that also ties into the bond.
Yeah, it does. It really does. But it also kind of is not so much contradictory, but it's Eyes of the Crime. You know, these organizations, these evil organizations or mob bosses or whoever will give you shelter and stuff if needed, which, you know, you could be really down in your luck and really need some help.
There's some favors to be had.
Yeah, so it's like a moral quandary.
Yeah, do you take it? Do you take the help and expect the favor, or do you just try to struggle it out on your own, which is pretty tough?
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. Now we have the background, the traits. Alright, so now it's stats. We're going to roll out some stats.
Yay! Stat time. Change my paper.
And if you'll just call those out to us, and we'll while I do a little bit of research.
Of course. Let me adjust something here. +2 +1. All right. So first stat. 6, 10, 13 is the first number.
Okay, starting off good.
And then next one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is the next one. 5, 6, 7, 8 is the next one. Oh man, they're going down. They're going down. That's not a good sign.
Hey.
Never mind.
16.
16. They're going back up.
Now we just need those triple sixes on there.
Yeah.
And we're just we're rolling 4d6 and dropping the lowest.
Yep. All right, so 8 plus 5.
13.
13 again. Thank you for fixing my math, because I literally bogged out for a second. I saw numbers that didn't make sense.
It's fine. 5 plus 8 was like drilled into my head.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Woo!
All right, so that was my last stat.
Interesting.
And these are going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
I do have a +2 to strength, and I do have a +1 to con, so I mean, depending on how we flesh those stats out.
Yeah, this is true. So, and that's actually what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's flesh those out just based off of race and your background, being the hooded figure.
Yeah.
So we got strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence,
Yep.
wisdom, and then charisma.
Yep.
So, what are you thinking? I mean, obviously you're going to be bigger and stronger, so con and dex are going to, or con and strength are going to be pretty high up there.
Yeah, they are. I mean, let's see. Because our biggest ones right now, 13, 10, 16, 13.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think the highest stat should be strength, or do you think it should be like the second highest, or... Because, I mean, without having a class, again, the way we're running this...
Yeah, it's strictly off of background.
Exactly.
And race.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends. I would say I'm going to leave it up to you as far as which one is higher, strength or con. Is she more hardy or is she more strong?
No, I get you.
Because my first thought is con being the highest. Bigger, you're going to take more damage.
Sure.
You buffed up even though you're a female, you know. And
I mean, I still think that... Well, I mean, it doesn't really specify how you accidentally kill someone.
no, it does not.
I mean, that's its own
And that
thread
could
in itself.
Yeah, that could be kind of fleshed out more when we get into, you know, the class. I mean, you get something along the lines of where you have a patron. Maybe that was part of the deal.
I get you.
Things like that. But, or, you know, once we go, the next thing we're going to do is history and origin. Which, I mean, could work. I mean, we might switch this up a little bit. Let's actually hold off on that.
Okay.
And we'll do the history and origin first.
Sure.
And figure out a little bit about...
We got our numbers so that we can go a little farther before we get back to those numbers.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Alright, so we're going to go back to Xanathar's. They have great roll tables to use. And let's see. Parents.
Sure.
It's D100 to figure out if you knew who your parents were or not.
Yep. Where's my other one? There it
Yep.
is. 64.
64, so you did know who your parents were.
Gotcha. All right.
Obviously, both of them were Minotaurs. Or, yeah, Minotaurs.
Yeah.
I almost said Centaurs.
Nope, dozens. Horse people.
Horse people. And then we're going to go birthplace.
Sure.
And it's going to be a D100. And I think this is going to be really interesting because most of them are underground. So we kind of have to kind of take this either with a grain of salt and kind of flavor it how we will.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if we get home, your home was underground.
Yeah.
So,
Double zeros. 3.
Oh, 3. So home. Home is a pretty common one just because it's on a D100. It's 1 through 50.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were born underground in your home.
Okay.
Number of siblings, a D10.
Sure. Siblings. 4.
4. So give me a D3, please.
Oh, Jesus.
So a D4, reroll a 4.
2.
2. So you had 2 other siblings.
Okay. So 2 siblings.
Yep. And then we're gonna go birth order.
Yeah.
D6 or 2D6. I'm sorry.
Sure. 12.
12. You were the youngest.
Yay.
Baby sister. Ain't so small.
Nah. Not even.
I got a bigger brother. Next is family. It's a D100. And this is kind of like who raised you.
Did you like that movie? Was it a good movie?
And if y'all can hear in the background, that's my wife talking to my daughter.
26.
26. Let's see. 26. You were raised by an adoptive family.
Okay.
And then we're going to find out D4 method to figure out if it's the same race as you or a different race.
Interesting. Come on, gnomes. Is it 3?
3, so it is the same race.
Okay.
Which 1 and 3, same race. 2 and 4, different race. Which I was kind of hoping for different race and then roll like dwarfs.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They just happen upon you in like the middle of a cave.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Now let's figure out what happened to your absent parents.
Okay.
And we're gonna roll for both of them.
Sure.
So first we'll do mother.
All right.
It's a D4.
Yep. 2.
2. She was okay. So let's see. Give me a D4 reroll of 4.
2.
2. She was enslaved. Because the other ones were possibilities was imprisoned or otherwise taken away.
Gotcha.
And then now we're gonna do father. D4 again.
1.
1. Your parent died. So father died, and we're gonna roll on the death table to figure out how he died. And that's gonna be a D12.
Sure. 8.
8. Apparent suicide.
Oh God.
There's a lot of like really horrible stuff in this. In her.
He did not want a girl.
Well, I'm thinking it's almost like I don't know, because what I was picturing originally was like I'll be damned if they take me.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat.
So he killed himself.
Yeah.
But I that's kind of harsh, you know. I got like 3 kids at home. It's
Still, I mean,
it's either that or be enslaved or imprisoned or whatever.
I mean, the siblings may be dead. They may be enslaved. Who the hell
This
knows?
is true. Very true.
I mean, really, wife's enslaved. He doesn't want to do it. He's too proud, and he offs himself. I mean, that's the same vein I had with you already. Because I mean, what you were thinking was the same as me.
Right.
At the same time, I'm a bit of an asshole, so I went with just like I was really hoping for a third boy. But whatever. Ifs and buts, candy and nuts. We're just gonna keep on rolling dice.
So next is the lifestyle, kind of
Alright.
how you grew up, and that's 3d6.
We'll do these 3. 6, 10, 12.
So 12 altogether.
Mhm.
I was really confused there for a minute. So it's a modest lifestyle. And the way, if you don't have a Xanathar's book or you haven't really looked through it at some of these tables, this is going to give you a modifier. For modest, it's +0. So the next thing is the childhood home, and that's a D100. And normally you would add whatever to it, so like a +6, or +6, a +10, a +20, +30, whatever, or minus.
On your charismas.
Not this one. That's the next one.
Oh, okay.
So it's D100 +0, so straight roll.
98.
98? You lived in a mansion.
Modest mansion.
You lived modestly, but it was straight up mansion. So like this whole underground establishment was
I mean,
your home, I guess.
yeah. I mean, what mansion to me as a modest lifestyle with adoptive parents means that they didn't really like hate me, and they might have been rich
Right, that's very true.
or the head of a clan,
Yeah,
and they had the big tent.
they had the big tent. I guess that actually is like, you know, a mansion to is a relative term.
Yeah.
It's all in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're living in, if a family of 3 is living in a 1-person tent, a 5-person tent is a mansion to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that makes total sense.
They're just, she was adopted by the head of the clan, and just like, hey, here you go. This is where we live. We don't.
Which I hope you roll cleric, because the head of their clans are priests.
Yeah.
And that would be awesome. Either priest or I mean cleric or paladin would
Sure.
be really, really fitting.
Sure.
Do. Where am I? Oh, I'm over here. Ha. All right, so next is the childhood memory, and this is where your charisma modifier would come in. So do you want to kind of maybe skip that one for a minute and then come back to it when we put that in?
Yeah,
Okay.
anything we need stats for, I mean, we're jumping around. Like I said, we already stated this is just kind of us testing some theories and some tables. So I have no problem with jumping around at this point.
Yeah. All right. So one of the last things we're kind of gonna do is your class.
Okay.
And this is going to be pretty interesting because there's some of the standard classes in here. The things that you're going to find in the PHB like Bard, Cleric, Barbarian, things like that. But there's also some other ones thrown in there that are full-blown classes onto themselves and have their own archetypes.
Sure.
So it's roll a d20, roll anything over a 16. So 17, 18, 19, reroll. Or
Okay.
20, reroll.
17.
17,
Rerolling.
so close.
15.
15. So it is monk. So we already got a monk. So let's.
I mean, for the sake of
Diversity?
something different, yeah. For the sake of diversity, I think we should roll something different anyway.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, a monk's cool and all, but we have one, and I don't want to cheat on Anita.
The gnome monk.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with this just to see some different stuff.
Fair. Boom. 12.
12. All right, fighter.
Sure.
All right, and these, so that is just straight up from the PHB, but the archetype, because we're going up to level 3, so you're going to choose your archetype.
And you've got some in Xannies.
And we do got some of Xannies.
Unless you have something squared up.
I do.
All right, man.
I've got 2 of them, so it's a D4 method.
That's right.
1 and 3 is number 1, and 2 and 4 is number 2, and both of these could be really awesome.
And for people who don't like the 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 method, you can use the odds or evens.
Yes, that's just
The same thing you've just said.
yes. I was so confused. I'm like, no, I didn't. I did not say that. Putting words in my mouth.
Jokes! This is a 2.
2. So you are the contender.
Cool.
That is your archetype for fighter.
All right.
So let's look at some of the stuff from the contender first, and then we'll go back through. So the contender is a man or woman who believes
Damn right.
that his or her own strength and accuracy will carry them through a fight.
Yeah.
And to that end, a warrior who is incapable of striking the enemy is a burden to the effort.
Have the power to move. You.
The contender strives to make no mistakes, and when they do happen to, they correct the problem so that it doesn't happen again.
By running away, apparently, because that's how I corrected my mistakes.
Apparently, the contender believes that even the strongest defense can burden you down, but also can be beaten over time.
Fair.
So
Basically whittling away.
yeah, so the first thing is when you choose this archetype, it's called focus.
Okay.
So beginning when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you have gained knowledge on how to best identify the weaknesses of your opponent's defenses and how best to strike.
Okay.
When you make a weapon attack, you may choose to focus, giving yourself advantage on the attack roll.
Nice.
You can use this feature a number of times equal to 4 plus your Constitution modifier.
Ooh.
A minimum of once. You regain all uses of focus when you finish a short or long rest.
Nice.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And you can choose to do that. It's not a bonus action to do. Just when you make
just a
that
feature.
Yeah, when you make the attack, you can say, I'm going to focus on this, roll the die, and you get advantage on it.
And it's 4 times your con.
4 plus.
4 plus your charisma modifier
Yeah.
is how many times you can do it.
Yep, to a minimum of once.
That's pretty beefy.
That is. But it kind of makes sense for the contender. They're all about,
Finding a way.
I'm going to find a way.
Yeah.
You beat me down all you want. And it's really ironic because the first thing that came to mind, I was watching Naruto Shippuden earlier today, and there was a thing that he said that's always stuck with me, but my wife ended up hearing it. And they were talking to the main villain, Orochimaru, one of his henchmen. He's like, do you really think you can beat him? Mm-hmm. And Naruto states, I'll punch him till he's dead. If he rips off my arms, I'll kick him till he's dead.
I've heard this.
If he rips off my legs, I'll bite him till he's dead. If he rips off my head, I'll stare him dead. If he gouges out my eyes, I will curse him dead.
Yeah.
He will find a way to win. And I kind of see that as the contender.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He will find a way. Or she, in this case, will find a way to succeed.
That's right.
And that, unfortunately, is the only thing from that archetype that you're going to get.
Okay.
There's some other things like focus skills. So you're going to be able to focus not just on attack rolls, but also what's happening around you. You can use your focus on ability checks at gain advantage. And then advantageous rebound at 10th level. You gain the ability to take a missed opportunity and learn from it to deliver a stronger follow-up. So when you miss a creature with a weapon attack, when you had advantage on the attack roll, your next attack becomes a rebound attack if it is directed at the same creature.
Yeah.
So when you hit with a rebound attack, it's an auto crit.
And with fighter having extra attacks in general.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because even though I'm not getting a lot of stuff from the archetype at level 3, I am getting things for fighter up to level 3. So your action
That's very
your
true.
second wind, and I believe an extra attack in general at 3. That might be 4.
Not at 3 and not at 4. You get it at 5
5.
is when you get that first extra attack. And then you're going to end up getting, I think, 4
Yes.
in fighter as you go up in higher levels.
Yeah.
But pretty much all of their stuff has to do with this focus and this, I'm going to wear you down. If I
Okay.
miss, I'm going to hit you harder the next time.
Okay.
It's pretty much all those things. Like, one of the last things you're going to get is called Deadly Assault.
Okay.
That's the 18th level. It's the highest thing you're going to get for Contender.
Sure.
You become a master of assault, and you can make a vicious array of attacks against a creature. At the beginning of your turn, you can choose to begin a deadly assault against one creature as a bonus action. If you choose to do so, you are unable to move and can only take the attack action, targeting the chosen creature. While you are performing a deadly assault, your weapon attack deals an additional 1d6 damage.
Damn.
Mashing the damage die of the weapon you're using. Afterwards, a wave of lethal...
Spell it out for me.
Lethargy.
Lethargy.
That's what it is. I'm educated.
Lethargy means you get tired. It's exhaustion.
Which makes sense, because afterwards, a wave of lethargy washes over you. Until the end of your next turn, creatures have advantage on attack rolls against you.
Okay, so
and
reckless attack, but without the basis. Well, no, yeah, it's just reckless attack, but reflavored with a different term.
Yes, and you're doing more damage, an extra 1d6, and you also have disadvantage on saving and dexterity saving throws.
That's cool.
You can only use it once per short or long rest. The big thing, though, is focus and the focus and the advantageous rebound.
Yeah.
Both would still apply to this because they're free to do.
Yeah.
They can do when you attack. So that's brutal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get advantage, and if I miss, I'm gonna hit you even harder next time.
Fair. And I mean, with advantage, it's kind of hard to miss.
It really is.
So it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna whatever and hope that I miss because I want to get advantageous rebound.
Yeah. So if you just happen to miss, it's essentially like rolling 4 times, and at that point, if you hit, you're either gonna roll a crit because of fighter, or you're going to roll a crit just naturally.
Yeah.
But either way, if you hit at all because of the advantageous rebound, you're gonna crit.
Yeah.
And that 1d6 is also critted.
Yeah.
So, depending on how you do crits, if you're gonna roll the damage dies twice, or if you double,
Yeah.
or whatever, that's still brutal. That's brutal hits.
Pretty good.
So that's that. So now we're gonna go to the player's handbook and find out some more things about fighter.
Yeah. As I say, once we figure that out, we're jumping into these stats because I don't want to get too far.
Yeah,
ahead.
you want to go ahead and do stats real quick?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm because now that we kind of know that she's a contender,
Yeah.
I'm also thinking that either intelligence or wisdom also need to be pretty high.
Okay.
Just because because it's all about them being able to find that weak point.
Okay.
Um,
I would say intelligence would be higher than wisdom,
okay,
just because you're analyzing.
true. That's very true. It's not gut feeling; it's analytical. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But I think so I would definitely think that strength and con are the two highest, and then intelligence is the third.
Okay. So we'll do 16, which turns into an 18 for strength. 13, which turns into a 14 for con.
Okay.
Then a...
We need 13 for intelligence?
Sure, then it leaves me 10, 8, and 9 for everything else.
Whew.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go down the line like that, because then it becomes...
10, 8, 9?
Yep. Dex,
Yeah.
Wisdom, Charisma. So,
I mean, we could go straight down the line.
I mean... Yeah, and that means that Charisma's going to have a negative modifier.
So will wisdom.
Yep.
But they're both going to be negative ones. That can all... the big thing about fighters is that they get a lot of stat bumps. So you're going to be able to fix that pretty quick.
So 10, 13, and then 8, 9. So 18, 10, 14, 13, 8, 9. So that rebound...
Mm-hmm. So it's 4. That's not bad, though.
No, it's 3, because it's a negative 1.
For Constitution?
No, it's based off your Charisma modifier.
Constitution.
Oh,
Yeah, Constitution.
then it's going up, because that's 14.
Oh, then yeah. So then...
I thought it was Charisma, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take the negative to
nope. It's Constitution modifier.
Sure,
Yep.
so plus 2. Right,
So that's going to be what?
plus 4.
6? You're going to get 6 times
Mhm.
for a short or long rest. If you go, especially, at level 3, if you're going through all of those before a short rest and you've only fought 1 or 2 people...
You're not doing it right.
No.
If you're not killing everything in sight by using that all the time,
Yeah.
you are definitely having a bad luck throwing.
Yeah. Yeah, change your dice. They're cursed.
Yeah.
So now that we have that, let's go back real quick to find out that childhood memory.
Yeah.
So if I am correct, we are going to be rolling 3d6 minus 1.
Sure. Four.
3.
Yeah.
So 4. So it's a 3. Oh, and that's the lowest that you can get.
Yay!
Well, without the modifier and stuff, it's 3 and lower is the last one, and it's I am haunted by my childhood.
Nice.
When I was treated badly by my peers. Which I think really kind of leans towards. I think it's more so that like she was adopted by like the head of the clan or the tribe, but it was more like this is our duty.
Yeah.
We have to do
Again,
this.
modest but living in a mansion. Like you can't help but have a good life.
Yeah, unless you're playing Cinderella, and even then,
Still lived.
yeah, you're still getting food, you're still getting water.
Yeah.
You're good.
Just working like a dog.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go back to the player's handbook and look at some fighter stuff.
Yeah.
So the fighter is going to, at level 1, starting out, it's going to be 10 plus your Constitution modifier for health. So I believe 12. So 10 plus 2.
Yes.
Because it was a 14 in...
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's going to be a 12 for the starting.
Yep.
And then we're going to roll 2d6, or I'm sorry, why did I say 6? 2d10,
Sure.
plus 4 altogether. Oh, man! So,
Just to ease my curiosity.
he rolled a 3 on 2d10.
6, 5, or 6 and 8. Whatever.
So, altogether it would be 7 extra hit points. At level 3, that's 19. So that hardy concept we were talking about isn't so true. Glass cannon.
We just gotta figure out the AC then. Because that's gonna be my saving grace.
Yeah, that's
Either killing dudes real quick, or making it
I think you're
real
gonna
hard
have
to
like
hit
a
me.
16 because fighters are gonna get some good armor. Hey guys, I know that this is kind of like a skip that happened, but we
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Our computer crashed in the process of recording, and we were so enthralled in what we were saying we didn't notice it. So a big chunk of like some of our selections and a bit of discussion about these selections is not recorded. But we're just going to go over what some of those things were really quickly, and then just continue trudging on.
Yeah. So it was really just the fighter stuff.
Yeah.
Which is all in the PHB.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new.
No, and I mean we crashed out somewhere along the hit dice for the fighter, and then after that it was just proficiencies where we're proficient with all armor, shields, and weapons, our saving throws, our skills, which turned out to be survival, deception, sleight of hand, perception, and athletics. The deception, sleight of hand, and survival came from the Minotaur and the custom background.
Yep.
Then our equipment was chainmail, a pike, a warhammer, a light crossbow, 20 bolts, a Dungeoneer's pack.
20 boats.
20 boats. Boats! But our fighting, and that was all of our equipment. Our fighting style was great weapon fighting. Obviously, because we're going to level 3, we have Second Wind and Action Surge, and then would be our Archetype, which would be the Contender.
Yep. And we did roll all of that out, except for, of course, the Second Wind and the Action Surge.
Because there ain't nothing to roll.
Yeah, they ain't nothing to roll. But it was really fitting because, we got the two weapons that were both...
heavy, versatile, or two-handed.
Yeah, and those were great with the great weapon fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we had gotten some really, like scimitars or something and gotten great weapon fighting, it'd be like, well, there's a useless...
Oh, well.
Right.
Well, I was also hoping that I wasn't going to get archery.
Yes.
So
archery would not have been fun.
No.
But that's everything for fighter. Boom. Fighter, bye-bye. And that was in the PHB, so now we're going to head back over to Xanathar's. And the last thing we're doing, we are going to find out about why you became a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do some life events.
Uh-huh.
So it's a D6 for why you became a fighter.
D6. This is a 3.
3. Let's see.
Why fight?
Why fight? Let's see. Where is it? Okay. 6, you said?
3.
3. Sorry. Horrible monsters descended on my community, killing everyone I loved. I took up arms to destroy those creatures and others of a similar nature.
Sure. It still fits with everything that's going on. That could have been the accidental death.
Yeah, but you caused it.
But that's still... I could have caused the accidental death in a bit of a blind rage. I could have misattacked.
Maybe it was something along the lines of you're the reason, like a Tarzan scenario, leading the herd of elephants through the ape's den.
Okay.
Like, that's all I can picture was he was the cause of it. And maybe you were the cause for, or she was the cause for these horrible monsters getting back here.
Fair.
Don't go into the Forbidden Lands.
Yeah,
and you're just let's go!
Yeah.
And you led monsters back.
Yeah. I mean, my first thought, besides that one, which is still really good, was that while trying to defend off these monsters, I ended up, before I became a contender and focusing, that's what triggered that focus.
That makes sense.
Was I missed an attack and just gut somebody else with a pike or the warhammer.
Yeah, I can totally see it, like somebody coming up behind you,
like a
maybe.
flanking move.
Yeah.
Where
That
someone I
you-
care about
you
on
straight
the
up
opposite
missed.
side. Yeah, and I just miss my target.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's still a murder.
It still is, yeah. It's. I don't even think that they would more so look at it as a casualty of war. You took maybe a chance, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
It's either attack to kill or don't. If you don't think you can do it, leave it to somebody else.
Yeah. Something along those lines. I mean, that's
Yeah.
clearly up to you, but that's just what we rolled out.
Yeah. So let's see. We're actually got some more things to roll out for like kind of the fighter type stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go to it. This is also still in Xanathar's. So let's see. Fighter. So the heraldic signs.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a D6. Heraldic signs. Fighters typically do battle for a cause. So I guess this is kind of like these insignia that you wear.
Why fight?
Why fight?
Why fight? This would be a 6.
6. 3 drops of blood beneath a horizontal sword blade on a black background, symbolizing 3 foes you have sworn to kill. Ooh, and that just that's like that ties that you can tie that into a storyline so easy.
Oh god, yeah.
Like that's right there. you have sworn to kill 3
It
enemies.
also ties into the previous thing we were talking about earlier with the bingo book.
Yes! Oh, yeah! That's awesome. I like that. Now, let's find out your instructor.
Yeah.
Who taught you to fight. And there's some interesting things in this. Boom! This is a D6.
Yep. Another 6.
6. A weapon master. Which is ironic because that's the same thing that my fighter got.
Mm-hmm.
So your mentor helped you to become one with your chosen weapon.
Stabby and smashy.
Yeah, 2 weapons. By imparting highly specialized knowledge of how to wield it most effectively. And I would definitely say that happens after this accidental murder.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know...
She was at a young age, I would assume, when this happened.
Yeah.
Not ready to be out in the field, but wants to defend herself and make a name because, again, adopted parents, leader of the clan or whatever, trying to make a name for herself.
I think my mind might be on a lot of Disney movies because my daughter, but
Mulan!
Mulan! Yes, that's exactly where I was going with it. You know, just a girl that's just, you know, not so much off bad, but not, you know, just an average kind of girl, and you know, kind of has to make a stand or die trying.
Mm-hmm.
And when she tried,
she didn't die trying.
Somebody else did. She accidentally killed somebody else. Then became trained.
Yes.
And that's where that focus came from, like you were talking about. Signature style.
Yeah.
Ooh, this could be a really cool one. This is her fighting style. This is how she fights.
Sure.
That's a D6.
2.
That's also the same thing that Surge rolled. Brutal.
Yeah.
Your attacks rain down like hammer blows.
Running that hammer. That's probably one of my favorite weapons too. Is like a big
in general
hammer. Yeah.
Oh right.
I love the idea of being able to just mush somebody up and like, yeah, cutting through people is nice, but even in real life, how often does somebody have a sword?
Right.
How many times have you just taken a blunt object
And
or a hammer itself and just wailed away on something?
Yeah. No, I can definitely agree with you. I'm more for blunt attacks, both in real life and in game.
Yeah.
Just because it can kill, but you know, you hit somebody in the side or in the arm, you're not going to kill them necessarily. You could, but you know, you're just going to hurt them really badly. So, you know, and depending on what kind of GM you are, you could play that way.
Oh,
you know,
God,
you hit somebody with
out.
the arm, they can't use that arm anymore.
I can hit somebody with that arm and they won't hit.
What is that? What I said?
Yeah, you can hit somebody with the arm and they can't use that arm anymore. Which, by itself, if you're keeping track like I am, is accurate and very true, but was not what he was going for
You
originally.
can hit somebody in the arm, and they can't use that arm.
I do like the mix-up, the flub better. They hit somebody with the arm. And yeah, they can't use the arm because you're clearly... Quit hitting yourself! Quit hitting yourself! Quit hitting yourself!
Then you can really say that.
Yeah.
And it's totally be real.
I'm not doing it. I'm not touching you.
Alright, last thing is life events.
Yay!
And, how old? We said 93?
Yeah.
Which is still relatively young if we're going to go with, like we talked about in the start of this video, which was...
A few hundred years.
A few hundred years is what they lived to, so it's still relatively young.
Just
almost within that first century
Yeah.
of living. So, give me a D100,
Yep.
because all of these age ranges fall within the 93 years.
Yes. Where is it? There it is. 64.
64. So a D6, please. And these life events all happened between 31 and 40. 5. So you had 5 life events.
Yeah.
Which life events can be really cool.
Number 1.
Really helps you flesh them out. It's a D100. We'll go for our first one. Dum dum
Just
dum.
all tragedies.
Oh, jeez. Might be.
44.
44. So you made a friend of an adventurer.
Adventuring friend.
Yeah.
We'll come back to flush that out after.
Heard. which, you know, we probably don't, for this sake, I don't think we really so much need to. You as, either you as the DM or as a player, ask your DM, because really you're supposed to work with your DM to flesh this out. So we'll leave that open-ended.
Okay.
And, you know, DMs, flavor this into your game. Who is this adventurer? Either make them super relevant or not so relevant.
Yeah.
Just a pass kind of thing.
Something to, like, a little flesh out of something.
Yeah.
I mean, because she also fell in love, because apparently that's all my freaking female characters so far.
Fall in love.
Have been in love some way or form.
Yeah. Girls fall in love, man.
Whatever.
So another D100 for the second life event.
Sure. 9.
9 straight up?
Double 0 9.
You suffered a tragedy.
Tragedy number 1. We'll get to that right after we get the rest of these out.
Okay.
I really want to roll out the tragedies just because I want to know. Like, although this video is more so for you guys, I really dig fleshing out characters and looking at backstory, because I like the brainstorming aspect of it. So although I don't get to flesh out my adventuring friend, I'm definitely going to flesh out a tragedy. Now, you don't have to use the same one, but just know that she did have, so far, one tragedy.
Mm-hmm. And if you have Xanathars, you can always roll on it. There's a table in here for it.
Yeah.
So one more D100? Or
sure.
Technically, I think 2 more
We
D100s?
got 3 more.
3 more?
I got 5 life events.
Oh, yeah.
9. 59.
59. So you spent time working in a job related to your background. Start the game with an extra 2d6 gold.
Time working as fighter.
Yeah, and I well, not fighter.
Contender.
Nope, because that's your class,
Archetype. Hooded figure.
background. Yeah, so I'm thinking it's kind of taking that job, those jobs and those favors, you know, and they kind of compensated you a little bit extra for it. Maybe you did a really good job.
And then it was what, 2d6 extra gold?
Yep.
Sure. That's 2. No, that's a tilt. 6. So
8. So 8 extra gold.
Yeah, so 8 extra gold on top of that 10 we already have, so that's 18 total. I mean, that's a lot. And you were saying how it's good for, if I'm believing correct, that's enough to feed Appa for what? And house him for like what, a day?
No, it's for, cause we did some math for Appa, and it's 2 gold and I think 4 silver.
Okay,
a day to feed him, to give him water, and to house him in a stable.
Sure.
The stable part we actually got from either the PHB or the DMG.
One of those.
But the rest we kind of just spitballed and was like, okay, 40 pounds of food or whatever, and then we just kind of estimated using some other tables that are in those books.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we ended up coming up with, which, depending on what kind of game you're playing, gold is either really rare and really expensive and like kind of modern day kind of stuff,
Or it's loosey-goosey.
or it's loosey goosey and you got thousands of gold in your pocket every time you kill a goblin.
Yeah.
So depending on how you want to do it, that could be really good or really bad. Times it by 10 if you get a lot of gold.
Yeah. This is going to be the 4th life event.
Yes.
D100. Shuck. 43.
43. You made another friend of an adventurer.
Want to re-roll that one?
No, let's keep it.
Okay.
Multiple, like, meeting a lot of different people, which is kind of interesting as far as, because this happened between 31 and 40 years of age.
Yep.
So this was after you kind of became an adult, and I'm thinking, after you become that hooded figure.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you've become friends with people. Do they know your face? Do they not know your face? Are you just like that, literally the hooded figure, and they just kind of know the hood? If they were ever to see you without it, they would have no idea who you were.
Fair. Yeah, I'm with you. And then we've got one more life event.
Yep.
So we're going to shake up this D100 really good and hope for something awesome. This is going to be an 8.
An 8? Another tragedy.
Tragedy number 2.
So, but something I did think about that would be interesting as like a plot twist for you to throw into a game.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 2 friends that are adventurers. You make a friend with one, and then years down the line you make a friend with another one, and they are enemies.
Yeah.
They are like sworn enemies. Now it's more a quandary about, like, and they like, maybe you just meet both of them in the town.
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, who do I help? Because they're about to go ripping each other apart in the middle of the street. Do I step in? Do I not? That's going to draw attention to me. But these are my friends.
Yeah.
And I can't let them kill each other.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a really interesting kind of storyline.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
So we want to roll those tragedies.
Yeah, we're gonna do tragedy number 1.
Okay. It's a D12.
Sure. Boom. That's a 3.
3. Ooh. A friendship ended bitterly, and the other person is now hostile towards you.
Yay!
So a D4, please.
Yep.
Re-roll a 4 to figure out kind of the circumstances of this.
Yep. Let me just write this down.
Yep. Which is really kind of ironic. You got 2 adventuring friends, and you've made a bitter enemy at 1.
1.
Let's see. So 1 is, it was a misunderstanding.
And this was a D4 roll, right?
Yes.
All right.
Re-roll a 4, because there's 3 options.
Yep.
So the first one was a misunderstanding. The second one was you did something, and the last one was the friend did something.
Yep. So this is a misunderstanding, and they just hate me for it.
Yes.
Fair. Whatever. Titties, Turkleton, I guess.
And then another D12.
This is a 9.
9?
Mm-hmm.
You did something that brought terrible shame to the eyes of your family.
You bring dishonor.
Let's see. We got the attitude of your family members towards you becomes indifferent at best. Though they might eventually forgive you. But there are a couple of things that it might have been. Which, let's roll it out.
Sure.
D4, re-roll a 4.
Sure.
Because there's 3 different things. And I'm really hoping it's 2.
That's a 1.
1, you were involved in a scandal.
It still fits.
Scandalous!
Well, I mean, again, with like the adopted family, right? So, and then having that loved one die because I made a mistake, that's your shame. The family was already kind of indifferent to you. They might have been warming up to her.
Right.
But now they're just like, and that's your scandal because now maybe they swept it under the rug. Maybe there was rules in place. And instead of abiding by those rules, they just cast her out.
Yeah! I like that. Because Minotaurs aren't...
Yeah, they're very traditional.
Yeah, they're very traditional, and they normally don't come above ground unless for a specific mission, or they're outcasts. And, her being kind of thrown out and being like, no, you need to leave.
Yeah.
And you stay here, you die.
Essentially, yeah. They give you the chance to just, as a lack of a better
Exile.
term, hoof it.
Hoof it. Hoo. So yeah.
Puns for days.
Puns for days. But yeah, so that is our hooded figure Minotaur.
All.
Which is kind of an interesting name for a female. But I guess,
I could see it either which way it goes.
Yeah, I mean...
I feel like more hard consonants would be more masculine.
Okay.
Like pok tok.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. It's a little bit more fluid.
Yeah. A little light, a little airy.
But yeah, so that's all mall. That is our first little attempt at this homebrew stuff. I'll post some links in the description to let you know where I got this stuff from, as well as
some PDFs. They're all coming for all the other previous R.N.Gesus videos.
Yep, they'll be in their descriptions. So go check those out. If you think the character's interesting, download the PDF, print it out, use it. Let us know. Use Allmall. Let us know how she works out, and let us also know what you or your DM come up with for those adventurers.
Oh yeah.
Because we didn't roll those out. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Kind of, depends on time.
Just doing something different. And we apologize for the video cutting out earlier and having that bit of a skip, but hopefully you still enjoyed everything we have to say.
Yep, it was just us BSing around.
You ain't missed much.
Yeah, no. So until next time, guys, we really hope to see you back here.
Yep. I'm Dave. That's Jim. And thank you for coming behind the screen.
Till next time, guys. Later.